And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. It is Memorial Day.
It is. It's a day to, give thanks to our military and remember the ones who have given their lives for our country.
We can't stress that enough. This is truly that day, and so many people have almost forgotten. Let me show this picture. I saw this online, and that just says a 1,000 words there.
Yes.
As well as, and I want to say it's right here, that does as well. Mm-hmm. And that is why we don't kneel.
Yes. I mean, we have had so many soldiers in the past. They've given their lives for this country. And, when they go and sign up, I mean, they know what's ahead of them, what's possibly ahead of them.
That's right.
And they sign up anyway and serve our country. And we just can't be more proud of them. My son, he signed up and he leaves tomorrow for boot camp. So I'm very proud of that. And
you'll be off tomorrow for now, how does that work? What do y'all do? What is the schedule, itinerary?
We're going to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I think he flies out at 6:30. So he'll fly to he'll be in San Antonio.
What base is he headed to?
In San Antonio, so.
And where they take away your ring, your tie tack, and your cell phone for 6 weeks.
I don't know. It's 8 weeks, and then he'll have a 14-week tech school. So it'll be November before he's home. So.
Woo! Mm-hmm. Mom already getting word, and everybody can tell it.
Yes, I've had many meltdowns, but we do want to remember our soldiers who have given their life for this country today and always, not just today. But
it is.
Yes.
Now, we want to remind everyone about the ceremony that will happen in Meridian today. Mm-hmm. That's going to be at the Doughboy Monument. Mm-hmm. From my understanding, the singing will begin about 9:30, and then the ceremony officially hits about 10 o'clock this morning. Mm-hmm. So if you can make it out to that to honor those who did give all.
Yes.
We've got a lot to be proud of. There's been, you start with American history of the American Revolutionary War, the war between the states, and then you go to Vietnam, and it's just many that sacrificed that left like your son.
Yes. And, not just the soldiers. We want to remember their families too, mm-hmm. because, people deal with this from now on. It's a loss that, and you can't replace that person in their lives. And
the Statler brothers had a song about that many years ago called "Silver Medals and Sweet Memories." Mm-hmm. It's about a flag folded in 3 corners on a shelf all by itself in a closet, mm-hmm. and it just paints a story.
I just think that we don't give enough respect. Nowadays, it just seems like that we don't give enough respect to those soldiers and their families and remember those people. But we are going to do that today and every day. We are, and we hope that you'll, join in that.
Right. Let's see. We'll come back to that story. I was going to find a story but we'll get to it here in just a little bit that's going on. As we start looking at some of the stories and things that went on over the weekend, I mentioned this earlier this morning at 6:30 when I'd done the weather, all the way down in South Mississippi, Macomb, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. They're a railroad town like Meridian was, and over the weekend, their train station, the depot, has burned. And as we look at some of these pictures from Facebook here, that just a horrible scene. It's totally destroyed. The firemen got in there and gave all they could, but could not save it.
Mm. That's sad. It's a piece of history.
Yeah.
Lost.
But they tried, and that, as you look at that is a total loss. Mm-hmm. They got like 1 or 2 things out of the museum, and the rest burned with it. And it had probably taken years upon years to get all of, just like the one here. The
that kind of reminds me of the way ours, used to look more or less, but because my dad he worked on the railroad, and I can remember going in the office down there. But that's a loss. That's an awful loss.
I remember the day they tore it apart in Scuba, Mississippi. The railroad came through and said, "Y'all either get it or we're taking it," and they took it.
Oh, goodness.
Scuba at that point in time couldn't afford to buy it and move it, a little small town, and it went away. And the Christmas parades, the scenes changed forevermore.
Goodness.
Small piece of history gone there. Good morning. If this is your first time to watch us, my name is Scotty Ray, and this is Candace, and we do this every day.
We do. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.
We're on Facebook. If you would like to join us this morning for comments, this is one of the only places that you'll be able to interact with television as we go along. You can talk to us, ask us questions, and we'll do our very best to to relate and answer. Sometimes I'm not smart enough to answer your questions.
Well, you can just go to Facebook or YouTube and find Scotty Ray's Weather, and you can comment on that. You know,
Right.
and we can answer your questions or address your comments.
All right, as we go to who is up and stirring, Mr. J.T. Rigdon is joining us as well, along with this Miss Terry Carter.
And Janie Bradshaw Birdtail, good morning to you. Denise Wheat, good morning from Meehan.
Also, Joe McInnes is up this morning. Thank you for being here. Milton Savell is joining us as well.
Guy Coughlin says morning sunshine, and Valley Maloney says good morning.
Along with Miss Charlotte Gray and Miss Linda Jane Lusford watching from Giles, Mississippi as we begin this day. Let's see here. Of course, today there's going to be, and we want to urge this, be extremely careful no matter what you're doing. We want you around. Right. We had our little get-together yesterday afternoon, done a little cooking to celebrate Memorial Day, and I don't think I want any more catfish for the next 3 years.
I mean, that was a ton of fish fried, yes, and food galore. I mean, I should have never went for dessert, but I did. You know, I was already miserable full before I went for dessert, and then I just had to do it. You know,
who thought it was a good idea for let me to even comment on how much food to order? I can't cook.
Yeah, they said that me or Scotty Ray, I think, or Donovan, no longer can decide. You know, on cookouts, the food.
30 pounds of catfish didn't sound like much. I mean, it really didn't until you start battering it and putting that mixed stuff and chunking it in the cooker.
Yeah. When you had all that other food.
Yeah.
I think that was the deal. I mean, there was everything you could imagine last night to eat.
But I learned things about catfish yesterday over there helping old Don cook than I ever have in my life. But it was a great time.
It was fun.
Basically, we just let everybody on the street come over and we eat.
Played cornhole. I didn't get to play last night.
I am not any good at cornhole.
I'm pretty good when I get to play.
When you get to play.
But no, that's fine. I didn't step out there and even try to play last night. I was socializing. So
I had gotten that for a Christmas present about 3-4 years ago, and I never remember to drag it out. But if you've never played cornhole, and if you're going, what are they talking about cornhole? It's 2 pieces of plywood on the ground with a little bitty hole in it, and it has these little sacks that have corn in them, and your object is to chunk it in the middle of the hole and sink it. And it's a hoot.
It is. It's fun. And people get competitive now. I was laughing last night because I brought up the cornhole competition. Oh, it's been a couple of years back where these 2 men got into it.
Yeah, over cornhole?
Oh, yeah. It was a physical altercation, okay? One ripped somebody else's shirt off. There's a woman up on the microphone going, "Gentlemen, this is cornhole." And she was saying, this is for a benefit. I mean, there was like a benefit thing. It wasn't even really supposed to be a major competition or anything.
And I say this out of stupidity on my part. It was up until about 7 years ago. I'd never heard of that. And I was passing through some little Kentucky town going to a job I had to go to. And it had this big sign out in front of a church that said, cornholing today. And I thought, what are those weird people doing shucking? I thought they're shucking corn or something. But they had like a little town event of who was the best in that town. And so it's huge.
It is fun, though, you know, to get out there and try to make that. But my son, my little one, he likes it, too. Of course, he likes to throw them like baseballs, those bags, I think.
Yeah.
To get but,
good morning to Joseph Elliott watching us from Lamar County, Alabama. We do appreciate that. And also Jimmy Robinson. Where's Jimmy watching us from?
Mooney Springs.
Woo, yeehaw, salute.
And Thaney Stovall, good morning to you.
Yeah, let's see here. Other things that begin today, of course, this is a day of reflection, as we mentioned. And I know a lot of people have seen that picture floating around on the internet to where they're laying to rest several people from a boat, a mass burial, and, you know, it states of what today is. So keep that close to your heart. We're not saying don't go have fun, because it is a 3-day weekend for a lot of people that don't normally get that.
Right.
But as you're having fun, just remember the guys that brought this day to you.
That's right.
And Milton said it's kind of similar to horseshoes. I guess it is.
Yeah, I've never played horseshoes.
I was fixing to say the same thing.
I have not. I haven't. But now I've seen it played. There were some people who had one. It looks pretty fun. I don't know that I can.
I guess it is the object of, you know, you get that weight just right in your hand and lobbing it. And
We'll have to get some of those.
I seem to
for the 4th of July.
overthrow. Do you do? Are you pretty
I
good
probably
at?
would. I probably couldn't judge, the distance good enough to do horseshoes. But
I got to say, on your day off, you done quite well of getting up, getting gussied up, and coming in.
I did. I didn't have to do anything but get up this morning and get ready. So that was good. Everybody else was still in the bed when I left. So
My bunch is stirring this morning. As we began this, and we bring this up with solemn hearts, Friday we found out that one of Mississippi's own, one of our state troopers, was tragically killed in an accident. This happened just west of Canton, Mississippi. And as we pull up the story from this is a GoFundMe fund that has been set up for Trooper John Harris's family. They've raised $20,000 of $25,000 goal. And this is to help with the expenses the family is going to encounter. And
it's so sad.
yeah, I don't even know where to begin on this.
No, he had someone pulled over. Was it on the side of a highway?
On the side of a 2-lane highway, Highway 16, and an 18-wheeler.
Yes.
And, I don't want to by any means go into detail because it's just so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But he lost his life there on that. And
just a routine traffic stop. You just don't ever know. I mean, it's just a horrible thing, though. But prayers for the loss of this man and for prayers for his family,
I'm almost scared to see the numbers of what's going to come out because, this holiday season runs until midnight tonight.
Yeah.
But, we go back, we lost that 15-year-old girl down by Dunn's Fall in a wreck. Was it late Thursday? We had the 18-wheeler accident in North Mississippi on Highway 78. Also, I think that was it Friday that we had that? Yeah. Friday, and it's just been one thing, and I'm sure there's more accidents that has happened.
Just be completely as safe as you can today. I mean, and always, but, there'll be a lot of action on the road, a lot of action on the water, and don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive a boat. Don't drink and drive a car, anything like that. Just be safe.
It's, yeah, what she said.
Yeah, because, I mean, it just is. It's just a lot of, when people get out like skiing, say, some people might not be as aware of, when there's so many boats on the water,
right?
And you're skiing, you just got to be extra careful and cautious.
Let's talk about our friends downtown Meridian. You'll find them on 22nd Avenue. Who I'm talking about is as we buzz on over to Sanders Gas. If you've got air conditioning problems, these are the folks you should talk to. Now, it's as simple as you think something is not working right. You're in your house and you think, boy, it seems a little warmer than normal. Yeah. Call them. They can come do a tune-up on it. $69.99 will get you started there. They'll find out what the problem is. If you need more Freon, if you've got a leak, they'll do their very best to fix that. And if the ultimate, that it's just like, what's the old word, graveyard dead? Right. If it's dead, they can replace it and put a whole new unit in and have you cool once again. And who knows, it could be cold tomorrow. And you may have to have your heat. They'll fix that also.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the little chill we had day before yesterday.
50 this morning, 51.
And I mean, I love the cold mornings, but
they help you stay cool, and whatever the case is, talk to them at Sanders Gas today. They'll help you out in so many different ways. See them on 22nd Avenue right here in Meridian.
Mary and I had just bought our first house together. We had plans to start a family. When an 18-wheeler hit us, our plans got put on hold. We made one call and Richard Schwartz stepped in. He was a calming force during that period of our life, and he was able to help get us the money we needed to fully recover. Our plans are back on track. From all three of us, thank you, Richard.
Remember, I'm your Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. Again, thank you for being a part of this. If you're joining us on MeTV, thank you for doing that. We'll be with you from here moving on. And all of those who have been with us as this began, I don't know how long we've even been doing this now. I started this about a year ago, and then you joined me not long after that.
Right. It's been almost a year, I think.
It's flying. And each weekday we do it here on Facebook. And if you're wondering why we keep talking to people that looks like that are in thin air, you can communicate with us online.
Right. You just find Scotty Ray's Weather on YouTube or Facebook, and also it's on Twitch. But just find that site and go to it, and you can put comments, you can ask questions, and we can interact with you. And also you can watch it on MeTV channel 24 WMDN. in Meridian.
Yeah. As we turn, let's talk about the Salvation Army. You know, the Salvation Army truck was stolen and it has not been found. But as we go to the Salvation Army's Facebook page here in Meridian, I didn't realize this. This slipped by me and I just noticed this. The update that was given on May the 26th, and of course this is the 31st, it was pulled over in Foley, Alabama, the night that it was stolen at 10 o'clock. And the cops did not know that it was missing. He was speeding or whatever, and they pulled it over and then let him go. So
It was a girl driving.
yeah, so it's gone west. So if you've got family members or know anybody, it's east. I messed up my directions there. East of us toward Alabama, Salvation Army, kind of hard to miss. It may be spray painted now and redone.
Yeah.
You just don't
I
steal
don't
from folks
understand why
like that.
people would do that.
They're thieves. That's
I
why.
mean, yeah, I know, but why would you steal the Salvation Army? The truck or the van, or it's so noticeable.
But that's what I'm saying. They drove it somewhere, and I bet it's been repainted, and it has a plumbing company or something written on the side now. That just horrible. We hate that happen.
That's right.
Sadness again over the weekend, as we mentioned this on a national story. An airplane takes off from Nashville International and crashes soon after, and we find out the pilot was the guy who played Tarzan. And y'all correct me, do y'all know this lady? As we pull up the story here, she was a Christian diet guru. Had you ever heard of her?
I had never heard of her. But Gwen Shamblin,
Right,
I think
and
is her name.
apparently she's
Lara is her last name.
a very big religious lady, and she gave land to the church that she was at.
I think they gave 40 acres and the church built on that acreage.
Right. Now, the church also on this plane, I think even her daughter's husband was on it, but there was members, I think the pastor was on the church, on the plane also.
Yeah.
Now, this is her. Now, and I'm not making fun of the dead, I don't want y'all to take me wrong, but when I first saw this, because I've never seen this lady, I thought, well, that's an old picture from maybe the 60s with the hairdo. But no, this lady had that type hair.
Yeah.
This is the plane that crashed. And that's a jet. That's not a jet propped. That's the real jet now. It's an 80-something model.
And there was like 3, maybe 4 other couples on there also that I guess went to church with them.
Right.
So, I mean, we send prayers out to it's just a lot of people that, things have happened, and it's a lot of loss.
You can't imagine, there's been many plane disasters, but
Right.
A plane disaster would be one of those things of when you know what's going down, there's
That would be horrible.
there's a chance that your final moments are coming, because it's not like you have a heart attack and you fall over. It is, that the plane has gone into a dive or whatever is going on, and you feel it happening.
Yeah, that is awful. But I think it crashed in Smyrna, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Into a lake. So now it's a recovery effort. I don't know that they've.
To my knowledge, they have not found anything yet. I think originally one body was found and they confirmed, and then
Right.
I don't know what's taken so long from a lake.
It's tragic though.
It
Very tragic.
is. And then, like we saw the guy that they were making fun of him, but he landed an airplane on the interstate last week.
Oh, yeah.
It's a miracle.
Yeah. When people can do that, they're a A1, pilot. So,
And Deborah J said that she thought she'd done every diet in the world, but somehow or another she missed hers.
Yeah.
So, and I agree with you on that diet thing. I had somebody poke. Did you see that? Poke me in the belly and tell me how hard my stomach was, and I gained weight
I
yesterday.
heard you talking last night. I think I said, well, they wouldn't poke mine and say that was hard. They said, oh, that feels like I can.
It took a lot of work to build up this extra weight that I put on, and I'm kind of proud of it. It feels good.
Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed every little Debbie snack cake I had.
I should not. That's another reason I should not have gone back for dessert.
And good morning to, let's see here, Meehan watching this morning. Elmer Talbert's watching us from home. We appreciate that.
Yes, Lita Jo Horn, good morning also.
Hi, Lita Jo. I didn't see you up there.
Snuck in there.
She's quick, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Now, are you pretty good at typing on your phone?
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Okay,
When I got my reading glasses on, I'm at that age.
Now, I've zoomed mine up. I don't know if y'all know it, but if you switch it to bold text, you can see it, and the 8 people behind you in line at the store can too.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need to bring mine up in size so I don't have to put my glasses
I've
on.
got mine maxed out, and sometimes I see it, sometimes I won't. And there's a lot of miscommunications with me at my home with my wife sometimes, because I misread things sometimes.
Yeah. And misspell them.
I do. Whoops.
Yeah, I meant to have a talk with your mama last night about that.
About my spelling.
Yeah.
Well, I sound things out and I spell it the way it sounds.
Yeah.
There's a word for that, and I don't know what it's called. It's not ebonics. Don't you throw that word on me.
No.
Miss Pat Banks is watching us from Macon, Mississippi as well.
Good morning.
Now, as we go to stories that I would say gets under my crawl, that bothers me to no end, this next headline, it just... I don't understand, and it has to do with our education in America, of what's being taught to our children. But this is it. A survey was done, and as we pull this up, a third of Americans think that we should have never sent our troops to World War II. Okay, let's back up. Let's talk about World War II. What was it? The Nazis were killing people. How could you not want to save innocent lives? 6 million Jewish people were killed who done nothing wrong for just being Jewish. How could you even fathom that the United States shouldn't have went and helped these people? What is wrong?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. But it said 68% of Americans agreed with it, agreed with going.
The national poll.
But you're always going to have some people who are going to, whine and say, "Oh, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have." I mean, if it's the right thing to do, I think you should do it.
And as you go down this news story here, it's showing pictures of our troops that have gone in different places. And here's a picture of these guys. This is headed to Normandy. You look at that and you just see a bunch of guys on a boat, but you think about what's going through their mind as they're headed to that beach,
right?
And they know they got to fight. They hear the gunshots off in the distance, and they know that there's a chance that they may not make it out of there.
Well, and as a parent, having a child over there, some people, especially like when the draft and stuff was going on. I mean, some people who had 3 sons, all 3 of their sons were gone at the same time, and to have somebody walk up to your door, and you know what they're there for,
right?
That would be the most horrible feeling. And so many families and so many wives and parents and all that went through all of that. And to this day, go through that. And so,
what was the,
for people to go, "Oh, we shouldn't have gone,"
doesn't it bother you as much as it does me?
Would you have put a uniform on and gone? I mean, this is what aggravates me, what people get, to voice. And I mean, everybody has an opinion. Everybody should voice their opinion
because it's America. You got that right.
But being disrespectful about it does not set well with me, because these people did sign up to serve our country, and there's so many people who complain and whine and stuff all the time that wouldn't even give thought to doing something like that.
That's correct.
You don't have any, when you wouldn't do it yourself. I mean, don't sit there and complain about other people doing it. Or how things go,
That's right.
So that's the way I feel about it. But
support that red, white, and blue, because it takes.
Because we wouldn't have the freedoms that we have today if people hadn't gone and fought for them.
As we mentioned, you'll see that today at the ceremony in downtown, and this is happening across America today. And of course, I'm sure you saw this, the headline that come out about Kamala Harris, if I said her name correctly. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but she made a Memorial Day tweet that mentioned absolutely nothing about our troops, our men and women that gave their lives, and it caused fury.
Well, that does not surprise me when, she got on a plane that day and walked right by the soldier that was standing there. Usually, I've seen most presidents or vice presidents, they'll acknowledge them standing there because they need that respect. I mean, they should have that respect to be acknowledged. And most of the time, they'll get a salute. That's usually what they get. They're saluted. They didn't even she didn't even acknowledge. She just walked right on by,
Right.
And I think that is what bothers me the most. I just don't see the acknowledgement, the respect and stuff given to the military by this administration. I don't. I mean, the way they were treated when they went to Washington to guard the Capitol.
Yeah,
said it all. And so I don't feel like they have our troops,
the
best interests at heart. I don't.
That's a good line. And I know many of you do.
Yeah.
That, we know that for sure.
Oh, yes. Thank goodness. We have people that do support them. So.
It takes a lot more. There's a lot of people that sit behind keyboards nowadays that have all these wonderful thoughts and try to sway and make you think that their way of life is the right way. And that's not what America was built on. That's am I kinda close to that?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Cell phones. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
You've heard the stories through the years of people walking down the mall, and I've even done some stupid things in the backyard, be typing a text and bump into a post.
I've done that before too.
And you just don't pay attention to what you're doing. This story here, let me pull this up so you can get a good look at this. This is
do two things at one time though. Like I'm just gonna go ahead and say I can't even walk and chew gum.
you're not that
Good.
woman.
No, I mean I can't.
But here's a lady that's talking on her cell phone, and look at this. She goes, let me open this so you can see it. Here she comes, right here. She's talking in front of that truck.
I mean, really, you gonna stop?
And she gets completely run over by that truck. Now, she did live,
Yes.
but pay attention to what you're doing.
That's just. I mean, that's awful. Why would you? That's totally distracted now.
Yeah, she had no idea she was in front of that truck.
I mean, you're in the road and you stop and there's cars. I mean, goodness gracious. Thank
So-
goodness she lived.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully
That's-
she wasn't majorly injured. It was a very close call though with her head in that wheel. That's all I'm gonna say.
And and the same thing goes, just texting and driving is not good either. A lot of cars won't even work now. I would imagine eventually, because if you have to use your phone, it's got a voice thing to where it'll type your text now, and they're getting better at Southern accents. I don't know if mine's gotten a little bit better with me.
Oh no, mine is not. Of course, I know I have kind of a strong,
Southern
a little
accent.
bit strong Southern accent, which is fine. I'm proud of that. But yeah, I was typing something the other day, and I cannot remember what it was. But it was totally not what I
Predictive
said.
text or-
predictive text when I'm speaking in it. I was talking in the phone.
Right.
So I guess it wasn't predictive text. But I was, talking into my phone and it typed out something off the wall. Thank goodness I read it before I sent it.
Someone, and why, maybe you could invent this, there has to be a way to do this to where you say 25, 30 words of an English language in your accent, and then the phone recognizes that, and from then on it can type the way you talk. There has to be somebody that is working on that.
Well, I want to say I said yes, because, yes is kind of the way I say it, but it was like yay and S. That's how it printed it out.
Right.
Yay, S. I was like, really? Am I that? I mean, is it that strong of an accent?
Now, Jimmy Robinson, there's two sides to this story to what he just posted. He said, why do people go to church if they can't leave their phone in the car? Well, there are some people that surf the internet while they're in church. Yes, you're absolutely right. Then there's the other half that now use their phone as their Bible. Because you've got the Bible on your phone, you can look up the chapters, and it's real quick, and it goes right to where the preacher is talking.
Now, I'll be honest. I would take mine in church, turn it on silent, not have it in my hand, but have it laying on my purse to where if it lit up, I could see if somebody was calling, because my children, would be here, there, and everywhere. And I've just always got that fear that somebody's gonna need me and I can't. You know what I'm saying?
but
that's the only reason, because I don't care.
While I'm
not
up in
gonna text
North
or
Crest
nothing.
Baptist, I use mine, and Brother Danny knows I'm back there.
Yeah.
But I
But
do it to look it up. It's easy.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of people that do that. So
And you can either
but I don't sit there and chit chat with him. I don't do all that. I wouldn't allow my child to or anything
Right.
like that.
That'd be
No.
wrong.
Right.
But and then of course if you've got you take your iPads, you can see it even bigger than that. But that's sometimes some of the reasons that people have it in church.
Yeah. Now,
'Cause I used to-
some do sit there. I would not allow mine. To sit there and be on the phone. And,
You tote a fly
Text it.
swatter in your purse, don't you?
no,
Reach out and slap people doing things 2 rows away from
no,
you.
I never had to have a splash swatter or anything. I just ease over there and give a little nudge if I wasn't acting right.
Speaking of that, if your church has got Vacation Bible School coming up, you'd like for us to talk about it, send us a message, and we'll be glad to mention that for you. Of who, when, and why, of when it starts and all that. We'll be more than glad to get that message out. Vacation Bible School is great for kids.
They do. A lot of them. Some are at night now, and some are during the day. I always could do the nighttime ones better with working.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I remember going, because you'd get them that Kool-Aid and them chocolate chip cookies up the School
Hype
of
'em
Baptist
up.
Church. Yeah.
Hype all them kids up and send them home.
As we move to our next story, this was, how long ago did this happen?
It's been a little while, but it's tragic. I did not realize that it was that it was this severe, the attack.
This it was the 13-year-old cheerleader, was it not?
I think she was 14. He was
14?
14, and I think she was 14, and he was 4. No, she was 13. It says okay. He was 14, the boy.
And
Aiden.
he got into they put him in the patrol car, and he was not arrested. He starts sending out pictures of her on the internet, going, "I wonder where she is." He eventually is arrested for her murder, and if you'll look at this, 114 times he stabbed her.
That's awful.
Broke the knife in her scalp. That is like mean to the core.
Yeah, that's awful. That's a sick individual right there. But I think he was charged as an adult,
Yeah, that's the way he's doing it. And
which
this,
he needs to be. I mean, I watched the other day. It was like a virtual thing where they had him and his mother on one screen, him on a screen, their attorney that they had hired, and he just
Did he
had
have
this. He had this expression that
That right there?
That's the expression he had on his face, like no remorse. I mean, he looked like he'd been crying.
she's a beautiful
But,
young lady.
Yeah, that's just awful.
Lost her, and she was just walking down the road, from what I understand.
I mean, that's rage to stab somebody 114 times.
Yeah.
That's beyond rage.
You know, I have to
Sick.
agree with what you said of the being charged as an adult treated. That is not a.
Well, some people think that people can be rehabilitated and they can change, but I would be very
You wouldn't bet the farm
cautious
on
with
that.
that with somebody like this.
So
That would be scary to turn somebody like that. Even at 14 years old, eventually, I mean, he's going to be an adult and have even more freedoms to go and do.
that's
So
correct.
why would you even entertain that thought of turning them out? But anyway.
That's right. Good morning. I'm Scotty Ray, and this is also Candace. If you're just tuning in, welcome to joining us. Now, keep this in mind, because sometimes you forget and you think, "Oh, I need such and such." There's going to be a lot of businesses that are closed today in honor of what today is, it being Memorial Day. And I meant to bring this up earlier, and I want to say that I'm right. I know that I'm from the state of Mississippi, so sometimes that makes you lean more that way. But it's my understanding, and I saw where Columbus, Georgia tried to take claim for it, that Memorial Day started in Columbus, Mississippi. I have always read that, and you can Google it, and you'll find different answers for that. But it was the day that the Daughters of the Confederacy laid wreaths on Southern and also Union troops in the cemetery there, and Memorial Day began as a way of putting the country back together.
Yes.
Now, maybe somebody out there knows the true answer to it, that there is a definite answer. I could not find 100% that Mississippi had it or Columbus, Georgia was the one who began Memorial Day. But whichever way it was, it was a great day to honor.
Yes, thank goodness that they started that, and in remembrance of these soldiers that's lost their lives, because we do show them the utmost respect
Right.
we have for them.
Let's see here. Things that go big on the internet. Who would have thought that people could make a living off of the site TikTok by dancing and doing weird things?
Oh, I know. I
And-
don't have that on my phone, but now
I
some
don't
people
either.
have. I think my older kids have it, and I just sit there and watch them just sit and laugh the whole time.
Well, I thought about how
Crazy
could we
stuff.
put our show on TikTok, and I ain't come up with anything yet. You'd have to learn to dance or something.
Oh Lord,
I can't do it.
yeah.
But with this comes these things that I've always heard of women when they're pregnant, they like to eat weird things. Angie had a couple of odd things that I had to go fetch every now and then. But there's some ladies that have the out there. And as the headline here, there's a lady that started this, and she's got a site now, and she tastes all the food that pregnant women eat when they're pregnant, and it's become such a big hit with her. And that's a picture of her eating the stuff.
I had some weird cravings, like
Apparently that was bad, whatever it was. She spit it out. Oreo and you pronounce it Solomon?
Salmon. Yeah. And that would not be a combination that I would try.
That don't even.
I don't even care if you like offered me money. I wouldn't try that. That's just nasty.
So when you were pregnant, you didn't have like just urges to go get something that was really, really odd?
Yeah. Now,
what is it?
With my first child, I craved. This sounds crazy, I know, but
put it on
like hot, spicy stuff. So, and there's weird combinations like sauerkraut with mustard and jalapeno peppers with saltine crackers. That was what I wanted all the time. So yeah, maybe that explains why she's so hot-headed. Just like,
it may be.
But I don't know. And then like with my second child, I think I craved like sweets, and then
but normal sweets.
French onion dip with pickles dipped in French onion dip. That was kind of my, Now,
and you mentioned one before we went on the air that was just kind of, I think a lot of women had this urges for the Sonic Ice.
Oh yeah, I worked with a girl who craved Sonic Ice, and she would have like a bag of it in the refrigerator at work, in the freezer at work, and she would be crunching on Sonic Ice all the time.
And I remember this, and I'll just go ahead and throw this out there. When I worked at Bailey Grocery, I had a customer that came in. I'm going to go ahead and call her out. Tajetta Chu, how are you? She said that hers was pickle pig feet is what she wanted. And I think you're still eating pickle pig feet, aren't you?
Goodness. That's one thing that I have never even wanted to try.
I mean, have you ever really got a good look at that jar, that pickled pig foot floating around in that jar?
Yeah.
I mean, really?
It just looks like they pulled a raw, like skin or, and just throw it in there. I can't.
That is, it's all right.
Yeah.
Going back to this lady here that does this now on the internet. Here's her list of the worst: blue cheese and brownies. Can you imagine? Chicken and peanut butter? That don't even sound right.
But I don't get the chicken and waffles that so many people
that is
put
out
together.
now, isn't it?
Why would you put those two things together? That is not even appetizing to me.
No, I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't either.
But they even done a Kentucky Fried commercial with that, did they not?
Yeah, well, there's potato chips that are chicken and waffle flavored potato chips.
What is eggs and what is that word?
Eggs and Nutella. Now,
What
I do
is
like
that?
Nutella, but I am not going to put it on eggs.
What about a raw onion?
I like onions, but I'm not.
this
Now, my I called him my papaw. He would eat a raw onion like an apple. I mean, seriously. He had cornbread in milk in a glass. You know, a lot of people eat milk and bread in the South. I mean, they just do. And then he would have a raw onion that he would bite into it like an apple.
All
I
right,
would just
let's look right here. Could you do that?
No. Sardines with cereal. No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
I mean, that almost takes my breath away thinking about a sardine mixed in with.
Now, mayonnaise and banana. A lot of people will eat a mayonnaise banana sandwich or pineapple banana sandwich. No.
Tajetta says she also likes meat and something sweet mixed together.
And maybe meat and sweet barbecue sauce or something like that.
Scott McKenzie said he had an uncle who also did the same thing with onions that you were talking about. Now, here on the good side, let's look at this. Pizza and ice cream. No, I don't think that's good, but she seems to think it is. Baked potato. And if you're just tuning in and you flipped upon this, we're talking about ladies who are pregnant and the different cravings they have. And this young lady tastes this as a taste test to see if she thinks they're good.
Now, I did. I was not, I mean, it wasn't a pregnancy thing or anything, but back when I was younger and I would get home from school, I would make a ketchup and Dorito sandwich.
Ketchup and Dorito?
Ketchup and Doritos. It was good. Sounds nasty, but it was good.
Now, back when I was in college and I had about $10 to eat off a week, we had potato chip sandwiches. And that'll fill you up. Now, if you're real hungry, you ain't got a lot.
Or some, what do you call them? ramen noodles.
Yeah, that goes a long way for 99 cents.
That's a college delicacy.
But, here's just a few things. Bacon and, let's see, we mentioned that one. I don't know what this, ketchup on lettuce? Pasta and honey?
Oreo cereal. That don't sound too bad. They make Oreo cereal, don't they?
They put Oreos in everything, but that chocolate is so rich in Oreo cookies, I can't hardly handle it. But there's a lot of people that love that. And that straight fudge stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. We've got more. If you've got something that you eat or still eat, like Miss Tajetta there and her pickled pig feet, Let us know.
Linda Jane says she wants to thank my son for making the choice to serve our country. Thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate
that. Means
that.
a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, that was very nice. As I mentioned, there's will be a few businesses closed today, and our friends out at Freeman Tractor will be closed, but they'll be there. They'll be opening back up tomorrow. Anything that you need when it comes to lawnmower, if you're looking for X marks, if you're looking for one of these nice Skag mowers, or if you're looking for tractors, they have all of this, a complete line of LS tractors. Cab and air conditioner, any attachment that you may be looking for. This is great if you're going to be bush hogging and need to ride those bushes down. They've got those. And galvanized. They won't rust is what this is. Again, they're going to be closed today. They'll be opening back up tomorrow, and you can see the complete line of all of this, including the benches where they can get you fixed up there with the different colors and models, all out in Cicalina. Take a left there off Highway 19, go down Highway 494, and you'll see them in the curve there. Well, all this equipment there. Drop in and visit with them. Freeman Tractor, they'll help you get anything that you need when it comes to mowing your grass, getting your lawnmower serviced. Again, drop in and see coleslaw or buttermilk. They're going to help you out there.
Those X-Mark lawnmowers are the ticket. They really are.
Drop in and see them today.
I was injured on my job and I applied for Social Security, but I got denied.
I thought that money belonged to me if I got hurt on the job.
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. Let me go to work for you and get the money you deserve.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray Candace. This is a gorgeous Monday.
It is. It's very pretty outside. It started out chilly, but I think it's going to warm up.
It was one of those where you can really go out and enjoy your coffee on your back
yeah.
porch.
Oh, yeah. It's nice.
Now, as we enjoy today and tomorrow, really enjoy it because the wet weather is getting ready to move in, and we're going to have rain chances all the way through the weekend. As you get to about Thursday, the rain chances increase a little bit Wednesday night, but the further you go, the more rain chances we'll get. So, again, if you've got to mow the grass, do that today or tomorrow afternoon before the rain gets in. Make sure to get that done.
Yes. And grass, I mean, it's like a constant, isn't it? Grass cutting now.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Goodness.
I bring this story up here because of, today is Memorial Day of those that sacrifice and keep bad people away from America. But if these people here are worse than bad, they're like the bottom of it in the earth here. ISIS is who I'm talking about. They slaughtered 22 people, including women and children, in a massacre. And this is what our troops do to keep these contained in other parts of the world so that they won't come to America. We watch this, and if you're not careful, it can be in your country before you know it. Right. And that's why we don't let bad people just freely enter our country. That's why borders are set up. Just a little tidbit that I wanted to point out.
Yes.
Just sad for those people that lost their lives to these people.
It's awful because you see, people go on like mission trips and stuff like this could happen. Mission trips are great, but these people have no remorse for anything they've done. These ISIS
That's
people.
right.
They don't care about anyone. That's just awful.
As we go back to people that have these things that hangs up on food, we go back to Terry Lou, is that Hopkins? Pickles and orange juice for breakfast. I'm trying to really get that thought in my head there. Pickles. Boy, that's sour and sweet.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of like sweet and sour sauce, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Deborah J likes double stuffed Oreos all the way. And Roy T. Ellis is addicted to Oreo cookies.
I was addicted, I think, when I was pregnant with my second child, my daughter. I was addicted to those Hershey Kisses with almonds in them.
Oh, no, that is better than most.
I would get a bag and put them in my lap, and on the way home, I would just eat them one by. I'd have like a lap full of wrappers when I got home. It was horrible.
Bless your heart. Yeah. And I have to say, the things that come out, and I don't think these are out every day, but those little millionaire chocolate things with the crunchy stuff in them, ooh, boy. But that's not odd, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Some people say that Miracle Whip is odd. I happen to like Miracle Whip, but I never get any because they overrule me with the blue plate in the house.
Yeah, my husband bought Miracle Whip the other day to put on, I've never even had it. Because
it's great.
Yeah, I've never even had it, but he bought some to put on his sandwich or something the other day.
My wife tries to claim that it's too sweet. It is not. And she can't come in here and say anything, so I'm in control of this. But if you've never tried it, well, it was who was it? Wasn't it the guy that when we were kids, the commercial where they'd go down to the store at midnight with their fork clanging aroround because it was empty, wanting another jar of it.
Of Miracle Whip.
Yeah, and then Mr. Whipple. Whatever happened to Mr. Whipple?
The toilet paper guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
all
I don't
gone.
know.
And then the lonely repairman. It was funny.
The
how,
Maytag guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. All those commercials are just, because now commercials are so off the wall crazy. I can't even understand some of them. I mean, I'm like, how does that even relate to the product? You know, something.
Golly, we think a lot.
Yeah.
alike.
I don't understand what they're trying to appeal to,
Is
or who
it-
they're trying to appeal to on these things.
Is it the new generation that they're thinking is
Mm.
just totally?
I mean, I think when you're trying to sell a product, you don't need to get complicated. You know, just put it out there, relate it to something that's relatable, and just, you know.
Linda Culpepper's trying to get ugly with me and trying to tell me that Blue Plate is better than Miracle
I'll
Whip.
have to agree with you, Linda. When you get tomato sandwiches, you know, ready, you got to have the Blue Plate. Yeah, you do.
So some more thoughts on that. Things heat up as we go out and we go to Milwaukee, as we go up here in Missouri. This scandal, I don't think we've seen the scratch the surface of what has really gone out there. Gretchen Whitmore, her administration, the numbers are doubling, just like they were with Como. And have you noticed this Como thing? Everything's kind of died down, and you hadn't heard any more. You know, it's
Well,
not in
yeah.
headlines every day now.
Yeah, I have heard. And, you know, something needs to be majorly done about
Now here she
both
is.
of these people who have, because I don't understand, how do you just, you know,
Change the
how-
numbers.
well, how do you just go on about your business like you're not the cause of stuff like that happening? Like it's no big deal. I mean, people lost their life. She needs to be removed. He needs to be removed. And they need to be prosecuted because, I mean, I know that they didn't bring the virus here, but you don't put people in that situation.
In harm's way.
Right. Elderly people, put people in there with them, and it just like went through like a wave of.
And if y'all remember, national media made fun of Trump. All the social medias banned him from saying China and the virus. Every day it's coming out that he was right.
Well, I think it was just they wanted him out of there, and they wanted to blame everything they could on him to get him out of there, and they're
Right.
still trying to dig up stuff, and I mean they're still, because they don't want him to run again. So, you know,
Okay, if you've been married for 39 years, you ought to like your wife at least. Oklahoma
should.
is getting bad up there. The attorney general has had to resign. Why? Whoops, he got caught in an affair with a state employee. 39 years and got caught.
well, I mean, who knows how many times he did it before that?
You know, that's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
just didn't
him.
get caught before, you know.
But yeah, I don't even know what to comment on that. But he is stepping down. If you're watching from Oklahoma this morning, y'all going to have somebody new in there in that position before long. Cops, they have a hard enough job as it is. You know, the no chase policies with high speed pursuits. If somebody steals something, they have to go like 20 miles an hour and keep so many distances so that people won't be hurt with chases, which means the bad guy feels like they can break in. And now a new foot. And let me make sure I'm saying this right. In Chicago, the foot policy, the foot chase, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
They're being banned from giving chase for minor traffic violations. So if you're a bad guy, you can pretty much do what you want because you know they can't catch you.
Right.
Is that right?
And it's just like, even if it's a minor traffic violation that you get stopped for, you could be a dangerous criminal. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It could be a warrant.
Right. Or you could have a weapon in your car that, you know, you shouldn't have, or
You can't.
drugs in your car, and maybe they're going, you know, they see that, and then so does that mean that you just shouldn't be?
Well, you know, Chris
Chased
Reed
down?
brought up a story the other day of somebody they had stopped and they ran his driver's license. It turns out he was wanted for bad guy, and they got him in a routine traffic stop. And if you can't do a routine traffic stop,
Right.
where's our country going?
I mean, if you don't have anything to be worried about, you shouldn't care. You know, you
That's
shouldn't
right.
have to be chased. You know, unless you take off running or something. Anyway, I don't understand why they are so putting so many limits on the police. I just
Man
it's
alive.
ridiculous.
So that's just some thoughts there. people are not signing up to be cops anymore. You know, I think back as a kid, they always in movies and television shows always put the policeman at such a higher level. 1 Adam 12, and you know, you remember back all the detective shows, Rockford Files, always cool.
Yeah.
Dragnet, remember all that?
Yeah.
So who did you have like a favorite police show back in the day?
No, I mean, I didn't watch that kind of stuff much. I watched like funny stuff. I like
Magnum PI. You know,
No, I did watch Magnum PI, but you know, with Tom Selleck in it and stuff. But I mean, it was.
And then what was it? Hill Street Blues was a huge cop show that
A lot of people did watch that back in the day. I just didn't watch that a whole lot. Now I did watch one the other night. It was pretty good. That Blue Bloods.
Oh, with Tom
Y'all
Selleck.
hit my stomach growling. Yeah, he's in that one.
I've never watched it.
It's really good. You know, I had not watched it before then, but it was a pretty good show. That's out now.
But it's Hollywood almost that drives. They want to put their opinions, their thoughts into your head. So just, you know.
Yeah. Well, look, I will say this.
Say it, girl.
This morning I was watching, you know, about the Black Lives Matter movement. They said that there had been 2,500 parents had lost their children to violence, you know, and they were black children. And it was mothers who are complaining because the Black Lives Matter movement was pocketed. They were making money off of, you know, the death of their children, more or less, than they weren't. And there was another guy on there too. And she was saying they are not for the parents that this is how, you know, of a lot of the children, they're not for the defunding of the police like you would think, you know. They try to make, so many people are now in society trying to twist the story, and they're trying to make or put that narrative out there that more people are for defunding the police. It's not. It might be a handful of people, but they're trying to make it out like everybody's for it, and they're not. Because they said there's been a lot of like black on black violence, and it's just like one lady said. She said it is sad that we've had a 4-year-old die at a birthday party. We've had, and all from, you know, it wasn't killed. They weren't killed by a police officer. She said, but none of that is reported. None of that is brought to light. Even by Black Lives Matter, they have not brought that.
It's not a ratings getter. I think is what you're getting to, where it makes you stop and pull in all these huge numbers. They want controversy.
She said that they weren't even supporting the parents. She said that when they speak out in favor of the police, that they have been bashed. These parents who have lost children are bashed. And I just think it's wrong. I mean, I think it's horrible. You know,
I agree with that statement. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply, you're going to find them right off the interstate if you're here, Meridian, at exit 151. And there's so much going on there, from T-shirts to any type of apparel. I ran into Ron this weekend. The guineas are in. And, of course, if you're getting ready to do more grass and seed work in your yard, whether you want to throw the seed or get the sod to cover them up, they've got that for you. Just tons and tons of plants as you go out into the garden center that are everywhere there, from the little whatever those things are there that I don't know.
They look like a black-eyed Susan to me.
Oh, Susan is up in there. So go visit her. Get you some of those. If you've got a garden going on, they have exactly what you need. Whether you need the plant, if you need the fertilizer or ammonia, they've got that as well. Hanging plants, yeah, look at that. Beautiful there. And your favorite person in the whole wide world, your pet.
Right.
They got a lot of supplies for them also. You can get the toys, you can get dog food. And as we get those annoying pests in our yard, and we're talking about, well, fire ants.
They are everywhere. It's like they're taking over.
Yeah.
So the granules, these granules that you can buy, they will really help.
Yes. See them. Cookers, anything that you might be looking for. And also the Twisted X boots, the Nano Safety Toe boot. This is one of the new ones they got there. Look at all the different ones you can choose from. All of this is at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Seed, feed, and a whole lot more to take care of your horses and cattle, guns, and ammo, all in one place. You just couldn't ask for anything any better, could you?
Right, a one-stop shop.
My family is the most important thing in my life. I don't have a high-paying job, and I'm proud that I always put raising my kids above everything else. But when I got into a serious car accident, I needed money. The surgeries cost more than I make in a year, so I called Richard Schwartz. He got me the money I deserved. I'm Darrell from Jackson, Mississippi, saying thank you, Richard.
Remember, I'm your Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. I'm here for you. One call, that's all.
Candace, what is the old saying about the hand that feeds you? Careful not to bite the hand.
Yeah, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Okay, yeah. There was a lady not long ago that said Trump's CFO was going to turn on him, that he had all of this information that he would roll over on Trump, turn him in to save some skin to get some brownie points. Well, she was the ex-daughter-in-law of this of the CFO, and guess what happened? He chunked her out. She was renting from him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you expect him to like keep her right up in there after she said such a thing, you know? But
and I brought this story up again to show everything that you read is not always the truth. Because I remember seeing that headline and I thought, ooh, that just really doesn't look good for this guy's going to roll over on him. Turns out she didn't know anything. She just made the statements to get her little...
to get back at him, try to like a dig at him. Yeah.
Little
Kind of
moment of, what do you call that? Moment of glory.
Yeah.
People after seeking all of that. So
She got it.
yeah. She's looking for a place to stay if anybody would like to take her in for a little while there. I can't imagine... And I guess it happens, but I've always, like all my junk, I'd hate for somebody to tell me I had to be out in a week.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do it. I'd have to leave behind a bunch of stuff there.
Yeah, I would too. Just keep your mouth shut if you like. Don't talk about somebody you're renting from.
And, we hadn't brought this up this morning. We had two celebrities, I guess you would call that passed away over this weekend. The first being B.J. Thomas. He redone Hank Williams' song, I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. Hey, can you play another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song? Yeah. And then what is the one song, let me test her again, B.J. Thomas, that would come?
Now, I do like that one that you just mentioned.
But when I think of B.J. Thomas, I always think of raindrops keep falling on my head. I always hear that in my head when I hear his name mentioned. But he passed away at the age of 78 from stage 4 lung cancer. He knew it was coming. He announced it about 4 months ago, and it's been a steady decline, and he passed away.
Goodness.
And then the other celebrity that we lost this weekend was Captain Steuben from the Love Boat. I think his name was Gavin MacLeod.
Yes. I used to watch that show all the time when I was younger.
So can you sing the Love Boat theme? Was
the
that
Love Boat.
soon we'll be making it
Another run.
That's what it was.
Yeah, we watched it every day. Or every time it came on,
I want to say that I read to where Captain Steuben, Gopher, and Isaac the bartender were the only 3 that were in every episode of the show.
Oh, okay.
Others may have taken a vacation, whatever, but they were on all of them.
Yeah, I remember everybody found love on the Love Boat.
And then there was Doc, and who else was on there? That was
I don't know. It had Captain Steuben's daughter was on there,
Yeah,
and then there was
girl.
another lady. I don't remember what her name was.
She was
on
kind of like
show.
the reception.
Julie, maybe.
Julie.
Yeah.
I don't know what her job was.
I don't know. She was the organizational person on there, I think. She organized stuff. We also want to say happy birthday to a couple people, local people. Neil Henry.
Yeah.
And Miss Jan Bushman.
Jan.
She'll be joining Scotty Ray tomorrow in my place.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Jan. We'll find out how old Jan is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know. I hope it's a good birthday for her, though.
She's a beautiful lady, though.
Sweetheart there. We're finding out that the United States is just a greater and greater place to live every moment. Because down in Mexico, it's, I always heard about, we'll go to Mexico. That's not really where you want to live. A lady running for mayor's office. You remember the one we showed last week?
Yeah, they have not messed around with these people running for mayor.
If they don't,
it was the actual mayor last week that they.
This lady is running for it, and if the cartel don't like you, she done a Facebook Live update, and they went and killed her.
Yeah. They were she was inviting her voters to come and meet her.
Yeah, and that's her right here. Horrible.
Yeah, that's awful.
You want to talk about a way to get you to deter you from using your phone?
Well, it would deter me from a vacation and anywhere near there, too.
Right.
A lot of people go to these other countries and stuff, and more power to you. I'm going to stay right here on American soil.
We certainly appreciate you joining us this morning. Thanks a lot, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful Memorial Day.
Yes, a safe and blessed Memorial Day. And remember those that have fallen.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by